Tucker got ousted by Fox, and Not the Bee shared it. If you're not following Not the Bee, you should, because they kind of incorporate the funny titles and memes and articles into some really great stuff. The headline here is True Things Prevail. Tucker just posted his first video update since Fox News split ways with him. So let's see what this is all about. Yes, Mike Ross, the Babylon Bee, you got to follow them. You follow both. They work in tandem because Babylon Bee basically hilariously predicts everything that's going to then later be on Not the Bee. It's a good way to stay ahead of the curve. It's like having a friend who's a conspiracy theorist.
Good evening, it's Tucker Carlson. One of the first things you realize when you step outside the noise for a few days is how many genuinely nice people there are in this country. Kind and decent people, people who really care about what's true, and a bunch of hilarious people also, a lot of those. It's got to be the majority of the population, even now. So that's heartening. The other thing you notice when you take a little time off is how...
Okay, I've never heard heartening before in my life. In the chat, let me know if you've ever heard that. And Johnny, it's Fall Guys. F-A-L-L-G-U-I-S.
Unbelievably stupid most of the debates you see on television are. They're completely irrelevant. They mean nothing. In 5 years, we won't even remember that we had them. Trust me, as someone who's participated. And yet at the same time, and this is the amazing thing, the undeniably big topics, the ones that will define our future, get virtually no discussion at all. War, civil liberties, emerging science, demographic change, corporate power, natural resources. When was the last time you heard a legitimate debate about any of those issues?
Dude, that is 100%. That's why I cannot stand the news, the regular mainstream news, because it's like 50% of it is commercials, and then the rest is them saying, after commercial, we're going to see this person, and, you know, we're about to leave. So they just, like, got everything so tight that you never get any meat. It's just wasted time. And obviously you have, like, the special interest groups that are, like, pushing on them to say certain things. They can't say other things. And like he said, they're debating stupid talking points that no one cares about. It's like the Democrats are like, hey, we're going to ram you in the rear with this legislation. And then the Republicans are like, how dare they ram us in the rear without proper lubrication? And, like, that's it. Like, that's the whole thing. There's no actual real debate. Nothing happens. It's a load of crap. So, yeah, he's right. And he would try to broach those subjects. And that's why Fox probably got rid of him. But let's hear what else he's got.
It's been a long time. Debates like that are not permitted in American media. Both political parties and their donors have reached consensus on what benefits them, and they actively collude to shut down any conversation about it. Suddenly, the United States looks very much like a one-party state.
It's a big party, and we ain't in it, man. The uniparty. He's right. And that's why the RFK Jr. guy is very cool, because he was speaking out in favor of Tucker, saying, hey, Tucker, despite being on Fox, has like 10 times the Democrat following that some CNN places have, because, like, no one watches that outside of airport TVs. I mean, it's literally no one gives a crap. That's why Stelter got fired again, and you probably just found out from me.
Are you out of a job now as the Vanity Fair special correspondent?
You know, we're going to tape a podcast tomorrow, but I've found Fox is somehow always in the news for something.
Yeah.
No one cares compared to what happened with Tucker. So I'm just saying. And Don Lemon, you know. Few extra people heard about that, but still, he has a big voice, and people want to hear these things that he's fighting for and against, and he'll crap all over the rhinos on Fox. Like, to their face. He doesn't care. I like that, too.
That's a depressing realization, but it's not permanent. Our current orthodoxies won't last. They're brain dead. Nobody actually believes them. Hardly anyone's life is improved by them. This moment is too inherently ridiculous to continue, and so it won't. The people in charge know this. That's why they're hysterical and aggressive. They're afraid. They've given up persuasion. They're resorting to force. But it won't work. When honest people say what's true, calmly and without embarrassment, they become powerful. At the same time, the liars who've been trying to silence them shrink and they become weaker. That's the iron law of the universe.
Yep, 100%. And two examples of that, I might make a whole video about that, is Justin Trudeau, where he got proven to be a lying sack of shit about everything Rona related. And then he's over here saying, oh, I didn't force anyone to do anything. It's like, really, dude? It's like you fired people, you froze their bank accounts, you wouldn't let them in and out of the country. And then you're going to say you didn't do anything? You weren't forcing people to make decisions? Really? And then Fauci, same exact timeline, same exact thing. He's conceding now that the masks had like maybe 10% effectiveness. And he's like, but if everyone did it exactly right, it might have worked better. Like, they keep saying might because they don't have the answer. And the better answer is just didn't work. Just didn't work at all. Like, we got 100 years studies going back showing that that didn't work. And now they got egg all over their face. To their face, you are wrong. You are incorrect. You blew it. And they're just like, oh, well, I didn't say that. I didn't do that. And it's like, the internet exists, man. They're not even as old as Biden, where he could at least like Alzheimer his ways into saying, oh, well, you know, I can just lie to everyone because people don't have smartphones and access to the internet and video cameras. Sorry, I just got hyped about that one. But he's right. So people are calmly and collectively calling out the lying sacks of crap who are in charge. And it's giving them a lot more power. Like 20, 30 years ago, this could not be done by one person with the budget that I have. We have a lot more power now than we ever did to reach out, call people out, you know, and people are taking advantage of that.
True things prevail. Where can you still find Americans saying true things? There aren't many places left, but there are some, and that's enough. As long as you can hear the words, there is hope. See you soon.
That does not sound like a man who is done or who was fired and is worried in any way. Like, you know how many people are chomping at the bit to get a chunk of his audience on their platform? So I don't know if he's going to go to Rumble. I don't know if he's going to go, I mean, honestly, he could go to Twitter and open up a big old can of whoop ass on the entire industry, just like live streaming on Twitter with subscribers now, because Elon is setting some stuff up. I've been putting entire YouTube videos on Twitter because I can upload up to an hour-long video in 1080p, same as YouTube, on Twitter in a post, just whatever. So I'm just like, whatever, I'm doing it. Been posting my stuff. And I messaged Elon and said, hey, bro, Elon, buddy, let us throw a thumbnail on that, because the freeze frame of my face like that, no one wants to see that. We put a lot of work into the thumbnails. Just let us do it, man. Come on. Elon has the right idea. Yeah, I think he does. I definitely think he does. And I don't know if you guys saw, but someone had posted like the youth attracted person flag, and they were explaining it, and it was disgusting, dude. Just reading the explanation felt gross, because it was obviously, just a pedo, man, like straight up. And a bunch of people shared that, and then it got to Elon, and he shut it down. That account's gone. And he posted saying, not tolerated here. And I'm like, bro, that's why you got $8. 100%. We're here. Before I go to bed, can I pose you a circumstance question? Sure. Hang on. Let me get you in. What do you got for us?
I'll tell you my first opinion, and you tell me what you think about it.
Okay. Love it.
I think, well, I mean, it's almost known that he was kind of let go since the Dominion lawsuit shit happened. Sorry, the Dominion poop stuff happened, and they had lost the lawsuit there. That he was still trying to report on more of the J6 stuff. So
Right.
Rupert Murdoch basically forced him out very quickly because he still wanted to report on more of that stuff. And I think that's what caused him to terminate the contract. Rupert Murdoch basically fired him because he had more upcoming episodes planned to report on the J6 stuff. What do you think about that?
I would almost guarantee you are correct. So yeah, not
Okay.
a far reach at all. I agree with that.
Okay. The other second part of that is that Fox News doesn't have the rights to any of the material released by the select committee because it was all given to specifically Tucker Carlson only and his editorial team, not Fox News.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I saw that his top producer left at the exact same time, and from what I understand, that is exactly who was given the information. So I think Tucker, plus the guy who worked for him and had all of that, super juicy data rolled out at the same time. And I think there's a lot more to come. I think it's going to be like the Twitter files, where it's just a drip, drip, drip over time.